Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So this is a little bit different video today. I just had this feeling like I wanted to get back in the van, of course turn the air conditioner on because it's like 105 degrees outside right now, and just give y'all a little update about what I've added to my van here recently or over the course of the past couple of months or so. Unfortunately, I have not been able to stay in the van since summer started. I mean, I have still traveled in it, but I have not tried to stay in it overnight. The temperatures have been crazy high, and my little van is, I mean, it's a no-build van. I don't have anything fancy in here, no fancy air conditioning units, no insulation. It's just bare bones, so I feel like I would just not do well in here in that kind of extreme temperature. So unfortunately I can't travel to milder temperatures to avoid that because I have a full-time job and I still have to kind of stay in the area. So I'm not able to stay in the van right now and probably won't for a little while as the temperatures rage on. But hopefully soon, come fall and winter and spring, we'll be doing some more overnight or over several night van trips. So be looking for that. It's just gonna take a little bit. Eat more chicken. Y'all, I just wanted to show you kind of what's up here in the front before we move to the back where all of the good stuff is. But I wanted to say this little thing's kind of a lifesaver. I love this little wrist thing here that you can keep your keys kind of close to you. If you jump out of the van to go to the restroom or something, or if you pull off on a scenic spot and you want to hike around a little bit, yeah, it makes me feel more secure having them on my wrist, I guess, than putting them in my pocket and risk losing them or them falling out. So I love this thing. Highly recommend getting one of those to carry your keys around. I always have my trash bag in here, the Don't Mess with Texas, of course, and that gets emptied out often. This water bottle here, I recommend getting an insulated water bottle. This one's been around with me for a while. You can see it's kind of used and abused, but this one's Quench Hydration. But I always fill it with water when I leave the house on a trip. It keeps the water so cold for an extended period of time. And I use this while I'm out on the road. And when it goes dry, I fill it up with some more cold water and it will keep it cold for a long period of time. It's just a really good thing to have on your road trips. I have some power cords down here, of course. Gotta charge my phone. Got to keep it charged for sure. But this cord is super long. I don't think I can get it all in the... There we go. It's super long so that I can actually take it and put it back here. Like if I'm sitting on the bed or whatever, I can charge the phone all the way back there. And of course the van has to be on for that to actually work. So there's that. But I have my little table over here. I usually leave my seat forward like this so I can have a flat surface to put things. I need to invest in getting one of those mats, kind of like the, I don't know if it's kind of rubber or whatever, that makes it kind of sticky so you can put stuff and it doesn't slide, because things still will slide on this surface. So I do need to get that. But anyway, I found this cute notebook. Now, this is the OG My Little Ponies. This is what they looked like when I was growing up. These are the real My Little Ponies. But anyway, I was always a fan, so I found this at the store 5 and Below just the other day. So it's pretty cheap. And it has, of course, note paper and like a list here, but there's some stickies up there, so in case I need to leave myself notes or write something down or plans on here, I have a little notebook to do that. But yeah, so that's my little flat surface up here. I think I've got a map down there and some plastic bags. So these are for trash. So when I leave somewhere, I will just dump that in a trash receptacle. So I keep plastic bags in here for that purpose, because this one stays. Let's go in the back here. I'm going to close the door behind me so we can conserve air. Okay, so when I first kind of decorated my van, in other words, I did a pretty lengthy video about the bed that I have in my van and also the curtains that I use for privacy in my van. So if you want to get more details on the bed that you're seeing here in the back of the van, or the curtains and how I installed them, where I got them, what kind of curtains they are, I'm going to link that video in the description below. There's a lot more information on the bed and the curtains there. And I'm just going to focus on kind of the smaller things that I've added since all that. So I've kind of moved everything out from under the bed that I can show you. Most of my storage is going to be under the bed, which is a cot. Like I said, if you want to know more about that, it's in the other video. Just a camping cot. So there's room. It sits, of course, above the floor of the van. So there's room to shove stuff up underneath. That is where I get most of my storage space in the van. So I have these little cubes, and these are the standard size cubes. You can find these at Walmart. I even saw them at 5 and Below the other day. They're out, especially now with school starting. These are used in dorm rooms and such. So basically I use this one for miscellaneous storage right now. And this one actually has my extra curtain and a couple of extra blankets in there. So that's what I use them for. But let me show you what's in this little miscellaneous bag. So this little fan right here, y'all, I highly recommend, and I'll put a link down in the description. Not only of this, but some of the other products that I've bought that y'all might like to check out. But I really like this little fan, not only because it's a good fan, but because it's obviously goes with the decor here, you know, with the color scheme that I got going on. So that was important too. I could not tell you what the brand name on this thing is, but it is a rechargeable fan. You can see it back there. So I just make sure that I charge it up real good before I leave the house, and it has lasted a really long time during my trips. There are 2 buttons back here. One of them, of course, turns on the fan, and it is 3 different speeds. And then you have one that provides some extra light. And this little clip, you can clip it onto something to hold it in place. I'm gonna turn that fan back on because it feels good. That's the light. But how I make this work for me is there is a hook on the bottom of this, and I actually just raise that up and I hook it at the very top of my van. You see that hook right there? I hook this on there and have the fan blowing on me all night. Feels great. Highly recommend this thing. Alright, y'all, so in this little pack, I also have a link to these cute little travel packs that I have used for different things. They are very hardy. They don't rip very easy. I will link these little travel bags down below as well. But anyway, I utilize them to just keep a lot of stuff together. This bag actually contains some miscellaneous cords and power things. I'm sorry, it's hard to do with one hand. Okay, so basically what's in here right now, I've got batteries for my fairy lights, which I'll show you here in a little bit. I've got a wall plug that's got a couple of different outlets on it, and another charging cord. But I also usually keep this in it as well. This has kind of been my main battery pack that I have used to keep my phone charged on my trips. This will tell me, oh, it is at 100%. See, I don't even have to charge it right now. It is charged and fully ready to go. Of course, this is rechargeable, so I can just recharge it in the van while I'm driving, or before I leave for my trip. I can put it in a wall outlet adapter and charge it up so that I have a backup battery or a recharger for my phone. And this thing, I think it claims, I have not tested it, but it claims that it can recharge your phone fully up to like 7 times. You can get a full charge out of it, and I've had pretty good luck with it. Sometimes it takes a while to charge, depending upon what outlet you're using or you know, how you are recharging it. But well worth the money. That came from Walmart, so that's really easy to find. Also in here, I have a rechargeable LED lantern that I have used from time to time. I have other kind of lighting in here that I will show you in just a second, so I barely use this, but it's good to have if you want really bright white light. So I keep this in here. I keep it charged. And what else do I have in here? Of course, I have Ziploc bags, like the big freezer bags. You can't go wrong with these things. You can put trash in here. I mean, you can store food in here. I mean, this is just a must to me to have kind of in a little travel van. Yeah, there's 1,000 ways to use these freezer bags. And of course, I have more plastic bags for trash. I need to put this in there. That is another little plug. And oh, it's still got food in it. When I brought my cat with me on one of the last trips I did, Annie, I bought her these so she could travel with me. So they're collapsible, as you can see. They've even got a little hook on there if you want to hook them to something. I do have a little backpack, actually, that she travels in. So I could hook it on there if I wanted to. But what got me was I love the lids on these. There's still food in here. But it's very secure, so the food is not going to come out anywhere. I also have one up here on a hook. This is what I usually put her water in, so of course that one's empty right now. But yeah, those are her little collapsible food and water dishes. I dug in the bottom and I wanted to say this is not a bad thing to have either. You never know. This is more like a box cutter blade, so it's not a knife per se, but it's a blade to use for opening things, or if you need it outside for anything. I believe I got this one at Walmart, but it's always good to have some kind of blade or cutting utensil, you know, for stuff that you can't seem to get open or whatever. So that's also down here. So you'll notice these little hooks on the side of the van. I can show you up around the top here. You see where the fan is hanging on that hook there. Same thing, they're magnetic hooks. There's one right there as well. That's where I typically hang my keys when I'm back here in the bed. So these hooks are not considered heavy duty hooks. I would say they're medium sized. They're not small hooks. They're kind of medium sized to me. But the magnet on the back is actually pretty strong. I mean, you saw that it was holding up my fan, but if you have something that's like super heavy, this is not going to hold. It's just going to slide down the wall. But you see, it catches really good. I mean, they're pretty strong magnets for what they are, but if you have something that you want to hang that's heavier than something like this, see, I have a fly swatter in here too. That's very important. There's always bugs, flies and stuff getting in the van when you're out and about. You'll need something more heavy duty, and they do have some pretty darn big and heavy duty magnetic hooks that I've seen that I'm probably going to invest in. And these are just magnets, heavy duty magnets up here, and I just got them in case I wanted to post something like a note or something, or just kind of fasten something to the wall. Those are pretty heavy duty, but of course there's no hooks on there. Again, I'm going to post some links to some of these products down below. So if you see something and you're like, okay, I can use that, whether you have a van or whether it's inside your house or whatever, check it out down below. All right, so you can see I keep a backpack inside the van for a few reasons. One of them is if I'm staying overnight somewhere, this is kind of like my bag that I will put my toiletries in. So if I'm using the facilities at a rest stop or a campground or whatever, I have it all here and I can carry it in my backpack, put any clothes I need in there. I always keep an umbrella, and of course the wet wipes, they're good to keep. They're always handy too. But I'm going to show you kind of what's in my toiletries bag here. I mean, honestly, it's just your regular run-of-the-mill stuff. I just wanted to say that this little bag here, I keep this in my van. I don't take it out, and I think the deodorant has actually suffered because of that. But everything else looks good. I don't take this toiletries bag out of the van, so it is in here all the time, so I can just jump in the van and go. I don't have to worry about bringing soap or my toothbrush or toothpaste or, you know, some shampoo if I need it. I've got some Q-tips in there, a nail clipper. This is the good Disney brand stuff that I totally missed, the H2O stuff. Even some aloe gel in here. Some lotion, a razor, a little manicure kit. Yeah, so I've got all of my toiletries in here that I need so that I don't have to bring it from the house and put it out here and then take it back. It stays here, and it's always in the van for me. Okay, so I did invest in one of these little camping butane stoves. You can see it is Coleman here. I do not keep the butane tank inside the van when I'm not in here, of course. This is where you put that butane tank. It's inside the house right now, which is where it needs to be stored, not out here in the 100-degree weather. But I do carry it with me on the road. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really used it yet, because I got it not very long before summer actually hit, so I haven't really used it, but I do have a pan that goes with it, and so technically, as long as I have a place to go outside and cook, I can cook a little something with this thing. So we'll definitely have to try it out in the near future, hopefully. Alright, so I have also showed what this is in a previous video, but it's kind of buried in the middle of a video. This is my toilet. Let me get it out of the cover here. Alright, so this is my toilet, actually. It is a collapsible toilet. I wanted a collapsible toilet because it fits under the bed quite nicely. So these are the bags that came with it, the disposable bags. You put one of these bags inside, and then you fill that bag with this stuff. Not unicorn tails. I'm just using this this plastic container, or reusing it. But this is actually animal pellets inside there, or animal bedding. So you can find this at any feed store like Tractor Supply. And this is the stuff you can put in animal enclosures that will soak up droppings or urine or whatever. And it has a good smell. I believe it's like a pine smell almost, or a cedar smell. But it has a good smell too, so it helps with that. So you put your bag in, you put a little bit of this in the bottom, and then you raise it up. And this particular toilet goes up to about 13 inches. Now, I can't do this with one hand, but what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to, when you raise it up, you kind of shift it over to the side, and it locks in place so that it doesn't collapse back down. See, it kind of locked in place on its own. But I don't trust that. I like to twist the bottom and the top to make sure that it locks in place. But you can also use this, when it's locked in place, as a stool, if you didn't need to use the toilet, I guess. So anyway, they have larger versions of this. I'll link this down below as well. But they have taller versions if you have a problem sitting on something. I mean, this actually goes up a little bit taller than what it's doing right now. But if you want something a little taller, they have some taller models, I guess, that that expand much larger than mine does. But this was something that was just really easy peasy, and it collapses down and it fits right underneath my bed. So this was perfect for me. And again, full disclosure, I have not had to use this yet in the van, but I am sure it will one day happen that I will need to use it, and I will be happy that I have it. So there you go. I'll just collapse that down, put it back in the cover, and put it right back up underneath the bed, no problem. So of course I keep toilet paper in here. And this is not chow mein noodles, it's also more of the litter. I don't have a container for this yet, but I'm working on it. So they're just kind of in a bag underneath the bed. Now I do keep a container like this just in case I need to put trash in something and want to put a lid on it. There's that. This is just an extra container that is just kind of free under the bed here, looks like, that I keep in here just in case. And you'll see my paper towels are right there as well. I have seen some people that have found some magnetic like paper towel holders and were able to put like on the wall or on the door or something. I may look into that, but right now I kind of like it right there, so if I'm driving I can reach back and get paper towels at any time. I did purchase another plastic container here to keep all of my kitchen stuff, eating stuff in here. Again, here is another one of those bags, travel bags that I like. What I keep in here, let me open this up and show you. You can see I don't have many paper plates, but any paper plates that I acquire, whatever, I keep in here to use. I have some extra plasticware and napkins. Looks like I still have some salt and pepper. But here are my utensils that I like to use. These are the plastic reusable, like the camping utensils. So they come together as a spoon, fork, and knife. I have a couple of sets just in case I have a guest that wants to eat with me. So I keep my extra stuff in here to eat, plus my utensils, so I kind of keep them separate. But in this little plastic box, here are some of my dishware. Now I just have a couple of each. These, y'all, I'll be honest, I found these at Walmart, And I probably could have found some stuff that was a better space saver, that was collapsible, and I actually totally recommend that. But I found these at Walmart when I was looking for other stuff, and they were dirt cheap on sale, and I was like, okay, I can get a couple of those, no problem. They're big, like heavy duty plastic, easy to clean, and I got a couple of sets. What else do I have in here? Oh, yep. I have my tongs, you know, when I start cooking on that stovetop. I do have a lighter in here just in case. Let's see. This little bottle right here actually contains my dish soap. And I don't have dish soap. What's in here is actually a mixture of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of water. And this is actually a cleaning agent. I have heard that it's better to use this than carrying around the soap, like Dawn soap or something, which I'm not opposed to, but it's just less of a hassle, I think. You spray this on the plate and you wipe it down and you're done. So, I haven't really used it. I haven't had to use it, but I've heard it is a great alternative to using soap. So I'm going to try it, and when we eat out and use that stove and stuff, I'm going to show you how it works and if it works as well as I say. But there's my other plate. I've got a big spatula in here, just a big plastic one. I do have a plastic measuring cup in here. Y'all, it looks like I'm really trying to cook, huh? So I better get to it. But yeah, that's just a little basket for my little cooking utensils that I have gathered so far. So as you can see, I'm going to stick that right under there. You can see I just kind of shove everything up underneath there, and I have plenty of room underneath the bed. So the storage is awesome in here. And I know I keep showing this, but I usually, when I'm in motion, I have to leave this thing strapped or it'll go flying. But this is actually my table. I do use the front seat as a flat surface and can use it as a table. But this little table I actually show you in the previous video as well. I bought it from Walmart. It's pretty heavy duty. It's kind of got a glass top on it, so I have to be careful with it. It's a really easy setup for a table. If I'm sitting here on the bed, the height is perfect where I can just eat sitting on the bed back here in the privacy of my van. But these bungee cords, they are necessary. They're necessary because if you don't strap things down behind here, they will go flying. I can tell you that they do. Now, usually also in front of the table, you can see another strap down here. I usually have a ice chest or an ice cooler. Now, it's nothing fancy. It's just like a Coleman cooler that I got like years ago. Doesn't hold ice for very long. I'm looking for an alternative to that, and I think I found one. So y'all bear with me, and I will let you know as soon as I figure out exactly what I want to do as far as keeping things cool or refrigerated. I will let you know on that. But any suggestion, I'm open to any suggestion. It's getting a little hot back here. This is why I'm not staying in the van this time of year. But you'll see these things behind me. These are the window covers. I talk about that in the other video as well. Obviously, I mean, well, if it wasn't obvious, my van has 3 windows in the back. Almost said 2. 3 windows. There's the 2 on the back doors and 1 on the side. So I have to have privacy when I'm back here. And so I will put these up in the windows when I'm ready to settle down for the night. So that's what those are. So check that other video out. Also up here on the top of the van, I think I showed these in the other video as well, but you can see these lights. I wanted to make sure They are colored lights because they kind of go with the theme again. These are fairy lights that I got from Amazon. And I have 3 strands of them. You'll see here, and then one here. And I did not want anything that I had to charge, so I made sure that the fairy lights I got were battery powered. And what I did is just buy a heavy duty magnet at Walmart, cut it, and put it on the back of this little plastic battery pack and stick it to the top. And they have stayed beautifully. Had no problems out of them. So I just changed the battery. Actually, I haven't had to change the batteries yet since I've had them. But very good ambient lighting in here at dark. It's not too bright, not very noticeable. Because you want to be real stealth in here when you're sleeping in certain places. And they've worked really well. Yeah, before we get out of here, check out my magnet collection so far. So these are some of the places I've been so far in the van. We've been to Gasquatch. That was in Arkansas, right? Yeah. And Carthage, Missouri, we went to a drive-in in the van. That was fun. I want to do that again. And then just recently, if you have not seen the video, we went to visit Miss Pearl over in Cedar Creek, Texas, and got us a really good, really rich chocolate pecan pie there. Y'all, here's another look at the bed. Sorry, I've been sitting on it, so it's a little crinkled up. But like I said, check out my other video for the dimensions on this thing, how tall it is, how long it is. I think I said all of that. And what I did to make it a little more comfy, because it is a camping cot. So everybody loves this pillow. I do too. From Walmart. That's where I found it. And the bedding also from Walmart. I love the turquoise. I love the color blue. It's my favorite. And so turquoise is a shade of blue. So of course it's my favorite too. And we've still got Hey Hey right there in the corner, watching over everything on every trip. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I know the things that I have added to my van aren't earth-shattering. It's nothing crazy yet. There are a couple ideas I still have in my head. I'll share one of them. Is I really want to get a good power source. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've heard from other people who have vans, little camper vans and such, that they have used a battery. The brand of it is Jackery. Now, it's a pretty popular brand, but I'm sure there are other ones out there that could be just as good. So what are your suggestions on that? I really kind of want a substantial power source in the van. So I'm looking to obtain one of those hopefully in the near future. And you know, the bigger the battery, the more expensive they are, so I'm sure y'all know that. But there's also something else secondary to that that I might buy if I get the battery. So we'll see how that goes. But please let me know your suggestions. Anything else that you see that I need. It's basic, it's bare bones. I know, you know, comments from the first video I put out there were a lot of people that were kind of impressed how simple this is and simplistic it is. This is a no build. This is just me kind of putting stuff in the back of a commercial van and calling it a camper van, which it is. I have stayed in it several times now and it's been comfortable and enjoyable. And I totally do not regret the purchase of the van and the modifications that I've made to it. And it has been simple modifications that pretty much anybody can do. So I think that's really appealing for a lot of people. I know it was appealing for me when I was looking at other vans and how to set one up. And when I saw someone that did something really simple like this, it kind of lit a fire underneath me. And I was like, I can do this. And I went out and I did it, and I don't regret it at all. So again, thank y'all for watching, and I look forward to your comments and suggestions, and I look forward to you coming back and seeing where I wander to next in this van, or even if I'm not in the van, come back for my travels. I do some shopping videos as well. I call it Festive Finds, and we have fun holiday shopping. So whatever you like, I hope that you will hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and again, come back. So I'll see you the next time. But for now, bye.